In the far distant land of common sense, a place where we all once lived, you'll find the Conservative College with Professor Toto. It is here where the foundational principles of our great republic are still taught, and true patriots are still educated in the hallowed halls of this school of hope. Just like the iconic puppy from The Wizard of Oz, who found great joy in pulling back the curtain on the lies of the wizard, so does Professor Toto. Grab your seats and welcome to the Conservative College. Class begins now.
Welcome. Class has started at the Conservative College. Welcome. And right when you think you have your show all planned out, you've spent 2 days working on all of the minutest detail, there's a breaking court ruling from the weed-filled halls of the Colorado Supreme Court. And so tonight, my show has been upended by this asinine ruling from Colorado. So, of course, you know that I have got to explain it all to you and tell you where we go from here. Why don't you go ahead and do us a quick favor? Don't be a taker, be a giver. Hit that like button, the love button, and then the share button. Because I'm about to explain to the whole world what's happened in Colorado, what is about to happen in Colorado, and is there a path out of this landmine in the state of Colorado? The good news is, yes, there is. So while you're hitting the likes, the loves, and the shares, you're going to do that, right? Oh, you don't want anybody to know you're watching Professor Toto. I got it. You're one of those. Okay, you're my closet watchers. Well, all the rest of you, why don't you go ahead and help us out this evening? While we do that, let's go to the chalkboard on the other side of the classroom. We'll walk right over there and see. There we go. Tonight's class, weed smoking judges in Colorado. Number 2. A court has ruled to release the list. I'm talking about the Jeffrey Epstein list. Number 3, a huge win for religion in America in 2 separate court cases. Number 4, who's been visiting Mar-a-Lago. Number 5, I told you so. Number 6, Democrat hypocrisy about January the 6th. And then number 7, my monologue for the evening, a terror in 2 temples. You do not want to miss the monologue tonight. It is going to be a great monologue that I really believe will help you to understand so much about the terror in these 2 temples. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will shortly. All right, without further ado, let's get in our traveling machine, the Toto Mobile, and let's go over to Colorado and see if we can figure out what in the world happened, what's going to happen. Number 1, 17 other courts or decision-making bodies have all ruled in President Trump's favor concerning the 14th Amendment. Why? Because President Trump is not an officer of the United States of America. And I've explained that in another video. You can go look it up at fhtv.tv. So he is not an officer of the United States, and that has been ruled by especially one not long ago. But then on these other decision-making bodies, they've all said the same thing. Surprisingly enough, all 7 judges in the state of Colorado on the Supreme Court, all 7, not 6, not 6.5, not 6 3/4, but all 7 judges are Democrats. They were all appointed by Democrat governors. They were all appointed as political hacks. All right? Now, you would think maybe 2 conservatives, 3, maybe, none, zilch. But what's interesting about this ruling, for those that are just chiming in that don't know what I'm talking about, Donald Trump has been removed from the Colorado ballot because of the 14th Amendment by the Colorado Supreme Court. And I'm fixing to tell you why that is wonderful news. I know it doesn't look like it, but hang tight. So 3 of the judges that are Democrats, that was appointed by Democrats, they're all liberals, but 3 of them surprisingly dissented. And in their dissent, which I've been reading, they say Donald Trump is not an officer of the United States of America. So we have 4, they smoke weed in Colorado legally. So all these judges have good stashes of them, under their little desk drawers. So they're so high that they cannot read the textualism of the Constitution, especially the 14th Amendment. So that's where we find ourselves tonight. Donald Trump is officially removed from Colorado. So all of my Colorado friends, you have been told that your vote will not count in the election. All right, so where do we go from here? The darkest hour is always just before the dawn. And tonight it got pretty dark in MAGA town. It's like somebody cut the street lights off. But that's when the darkest hour comes forth, just before the dawn. What is the dawn? Here it is. Finally, at last, we can put an end to all of these frivolous lawsuits that Donald Trump is fighting in courts all over America. Finally, the question of the 14th Amendment, now that a court has ruled in its favor, now we go to the Supreme Court of the United States of America, and it is there that a final ruling will be issued. That ruling will put an end to every one of these lawsuits. So there's your blessing in disguise. Drink your cod liver oil and you'll feel better in the morning. This, what happened in Colorado, is our cod liver oil. It will taste better in the morning. But, Professor Toto, what if the Supreme Court does not rule in Trump's favor? In the rare occasion that would happen, let me give you the rest of the story. Colorado has 10 electoral votes. So let's not overinflate this, all right? Let's not make it more melodramatic than it is. And it is dramatic. But you've got to see the whole picture. There's only 10 votes in Colorado, and Donald Trump does not need them. Okay? Trump can win easily without little old Colorado. However, guess what I've been doing all evening since the news broke? I have been studying vociferously the laws of Colorado for write-in ballots. Here's the deal. A lot of people say, well, we're just going to write Trump's name in. It won't help. The law in Colorado says that you can write in a name if you want to, but if that person is not registered as a write-in candidate, then your vote will be discarded, meaning you're voting for Biden. All right. So even though Trump does not need those 10 votes, we also don't want Biden to get them. And then the question comes up, if there's only one candidate,
important, guys,
then he would get all 10 of the votes because the other political party didn't put up a qualified candidate. So they all go to Joe Biden, right? That's correct, except while in the shower tonight, preparing for the Toto Conservative College, I was racking this brain out for a path forward if the Supreme Court rules against Trump. How do we stop Biden from getting those 10 votes? The brainstorm came. I'm about to give it to you. But before I do, let me give you another avenue. Both men could wind up not getting enough electoral votes to win the presidency. Okay? We know that Biden's numbers dropped today to 32%, the lowest ever. There is another path forward. Both men would have a contested election, and we would go back to the exact same thing we had in 2020, which is what? January the 6th, when it would be thrown to the House, and we still have a great majority of Republican legislatures in the House. So Trump would win that way. Now that would be totally different because we wouldn't be contesting the slate of electors, and they've changed the rules since then. So this time they would simply open it up and read, and the states would vote on the president. Now, here is what came to my mind tonight. Now, I don't know Donald Trump, and I'm just a peon. I'm a little bitty fish. Many of you out there know President Trump, and you know how to get a message to him. So I'm going to believe that I'm fixing to give him and you and everybody else a secret. And it came to me literally out of nowhere. But we know what that means. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump needs a proxy in Colorado. Okay? What does that mean? We don't need Trump to get the 10 votes to win, but we don't want Biden to get them either. Now, Trump cannot run right now unless the Supreme Court overturns it, and they will, I believe. But let's stay with me. So we need Trump. If he can't get them, Biden don't need to get them. We need those 10 votes to fall into oblivion. How do we do that? We do a proxy for Trump. It's real simple. Someone in Colorado tomorrow goes and registers. I've read all of their laws. All you've got to do is fill out an affidavit saying that you're qualified to be president. You're 35 years of age. You're a natural born citizen. You just sign that affidavit. Now you are a registered write-in candidate. Oh, yeah. Okay. And so Donald Trump has a proxy in Colorado. He goes and registers as a write-in candidate. And now Donald Trump campaigns for the write-in candidate in Colorado. All of MAGA votes for Trump's proxy or his emissary or his power of attorney. We vote for in Colorado, y'all vote for the write-in candidate that is Trump's proxy, and all of a sudden the proxy beats Biden. The proxy gets all the 10 electoral votes. Biden gets 9. Trump gets 9. Bam, bingo, bada, bada, bing. It's over. All right. So there you go. I'm telling you, somebody needs to get that to the Trump campaign. I promise you nobody's thought of it. I promise you. Mark the date and the time. You heard it here first. At the Conservative College, you heard it here first, and I heard it there first. There is a path forward for Donald Trump. Now, it's something that we need to start preparing for. Thank you, Brother Allen. It'll work. I'm telling you, it will work. Trump is disqualified. If you write Donald Trump's name in, it's a wasted vote. Thank you, Donald Flood. Thank you, Carrie Holsomback. Sunshine Gasparo is still confused. Well, I'm happy to help you, Sunshine. Any questions you have, I'll try to answer them tonight. You need to know Donald Trump will be the president in 2024.
Subscribe, guys.
And no matter what they throw, now, Mama Dot, that is a great question. She says, let me put her question on the screen. Can the proxy give his votes to President Trump? That I don't know the answer to. I'm going to say no, only because Trump is disqualified at this moment. But I will say this, Ruth Rosario, Linda Garner, thank you. Stacy Hohender, thank you. Carol McMartin, that's right, Adam Wingo. He said, who do we have in the conservative college that wants to be the proxy? Diana Carter, somebody needs to get that to President Trump's campaign team. So, Angela Schumer, hello, Angela. I was just with her and Stormy and a bunch of the other patriots in Missouri day before yesterday. We had a wonderful time getting people enrolled and getting them signed up for gold and silver. It was wonderful. Elder Ricky Connolly, you can't put me on the ballot because I'm not a Colorado resident. So anyway, that is the only path forward except the Supreme Court. All right, so let's just remember, and trust me, that plan will work. And that plan came to me 3 minutes before I walked behind this microphone. So I'm praying that somebody will get that to Trump. I'm going to clip that part tonight after class. I'm going to clip it and throw it out everywhere I can. Hopefully, somebody will get that idea to them. The reason is they're running out of time for write-in candidates to register. If I'm not mistaken, the deadline is quickly approaching. So anyway, there we have it, and there we go. We got a lot to talk about tonight, but that is the path forward. You'll not hear it anywhere else. That is the path forward. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got so much to talk about tonight. I want to thank Angela Schumer and all of those. Let's see, I met Kathy Clark. I met so many wonderful patriots in Missouri that came out, and now they're all trading their cash for silver and gold. Let me say something real quick if I can. A lot of people wonder why we promote the gold and the silver so much. We believe that in the days ahead, we must prepare the best we can. God spoke to Joseph and said, there's going to be 7 years of famine. He didn't tell Joseph, now wait till that 7 years starts and just pray for me to provide for you. No. He said, I'm going to give you a plan 7 years in advance for you to start preparing. And Joseph did it. He didn't sit around like so many saying, well, when that time comes. No. God told him what to do when that time comes. When Jesus spoke to his disciples about Titus invading Jerusalem, he said, when you see that coming, run to the mountains of Petra. He told them what to do in advance. I believe that's what's happening for so many of us. We are hearing, nobody heard about gold. We didn't hear gold and silver 10 years ago. 5 years ago, it wasn't. It's everywhere now. There's a reason for all of these things. So, all right, Kim Reed said, you clip it and I'll share it with Brian on Right Side Broadcasting. He is MTG's boyfriend, and he always answers me on Telegram. Kim, I will do that tonight. Let's see. Kim, I don't know how to get it to you. I suppose you'll see it when I put it on my YouTube channel or my Rumble channel. All right. Okay, so there we go. All right, so much to talk about tonight. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Folks, don't worry about Colorado. Let it go. The old song said, leave it there. Take your burdens to the Lord and leave them there. If you'll trust him and never doubt, he will surely work it out. Take your burdens to the Lord and leave them there. That's all you got to do. Just leave them there. God's got it. But you see, be careful there. When you say God's got it. Yes, he does. But he tells his servants what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So we have to be mindful of that voice, lest we look like fools. All right, hold on. I've got a troll. Give me 1 second. I got to go troll hunt. 1 second. Come on, let's see. Little troll, it's time for you to roll. Little troll, it's time for you to roll. Oh, little troll, it's time for you to roll. Little troll, go in the hole. Stay a little while. Get your mind right, become a conservative, and then smile. And we'll let you back. We'll let you back. But now you gotta go. All right. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the judge has ruled that the names on the Epstein list, 120 names, will be revealed in the next 14 days. Did you hear me? In the next 14 days, all the names, not all of them, they're redacting a few of them, and I can't get to the bottom of why that is, but nevertheless, 120 names will be redacted, all right? Hey, we have huge victories tonight, and this is part of my I told you so segment. We always win in the end, remember? Okay, let's go prove that right now. I told you so. Oh, I really told you so. I told you we win in the end. Let's go over to Virginia.
I already know we'd win.
Virginia. Lord, I got a pair of glasses and the whole thing's broke on that side. I don't even care. Hallelujah. In the state of Virginia, Vlaming versus West Point School Board. Peter Vlaming, who was he? A high school French teacher with 6 years of experience. Hopefully my wife is watching and will feel sorry for me and bring me some glasses that have 2 little arms on them. The school board fired Mr. Peter because he refused to refer to a biological female by the male pronouns that she preferred. Now, Mr. Peter Vlaming told the school board it violated his religious conscience, but they didn't care. They forgot that we're still America, and they fired him. Well, the Virginia Supreme Court, there she comes. Thank you. That's your glasses.
That's okay. You look good in them.
They girly looking. Look, they got little diamonds in them.
You look good.
Oh, she said I look good in them. Okay.
Manage your shirt.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So now the Virginia Supreme Court has swatted down the school board and the ACLU. They've demanded that he be paid with back pay. Now he's able to file a lawsuit against them. Bada, bada, boom. We win in the end. And I told you so. We always win in the end, but it gets better. Let's go over to East Lansing, Michigan, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. How many remembers? East Lansing, Michigan. Does anybody remember the farmer who refused to host a gay wedding? He's Catholic. He doesn't believe in gay weddings, and we're going to get on all of that tonight, by the way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's got a settlement. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to keep on winning? Why? Because you don't mess with religious conscience in America. Well, he was just awarded $783,000 and then another $42,000 on top of that for some reason. So it was a 6-year court battle. And now our friend is basically a millionaire. He loaded up the truck and moved to Beverly. So there you go. Great news. And we have more great news. The Donald Trump campaign is now predicting that he will have enough delegates to win the Republican nomination as early as March and get an early start on focusing his efforts on beating Joe Biden. So that is marvelous news. Ladies and gentlemen, look who's been visiting Mar-a-Lago. Could it be? Who knows? I'm to the point now, who knows? But look who's been visiting Mar-a-Lago. Elise Stefanik. We'll find out. We'll see how that turns out, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, do y'all remember the Christmas video that I played for you last week with all of the Teletubbies, I call them, in it? You know, all the different, queer purple flowers, people, those kind of, anyway. Well, now, there's a columnist saying that the reason we didn't like that video, they said it about me, was because there was black people in the video. That's right. See, you can't have a religious conscience anymore. You're either a homophobe, a bigot, or whatever else. But because it had black people in it is why we did not like it. Here's another quick I told you so, and then I'm going to try to get to the monologue real quickly. But this came out in the Washington Examiner. This tells us that over the weekend, that after the indictments of Donald Trump began, that he shot up 69% in the polls. If you'll remember, I told you when they started indicting him that it was playing right into his hands. This was all part of his strategy, knowing that that was coming, but it plays right into his hand. All right, I'm ready to get into a monologue that is going to be very good tonight. Before I do that, I want to show you a graphic. And you may not be able to see this graphic very well, but I want you to look at this graphic. Pretty much every name brand of things that I use in my home, whether it's my shampoo or whatever else, is on this graphic. Quaker Oats, Johnson & Johnson, all that is right here. If you'll look, you'll see so many name brands, but you didn't realize they're all owned by the same 10 companies. And there are those companies right there. Coca-Cola, for example, owns Dasani and so many others. Nestle, Unilever, Mars, Mondelez, Kellogg's, General Foods or General Mills, PepsiCo. Those 10 companies own everything in your house. They own your shampoos, your toothpaste, your everything, your washing powder, your detergent, all owned by those 10 companies. But did you know who owns the 10 companies? 2 companies. BlackRock and Vanguard. So did you know that everything you buy for your house, did you know that you were actually paying George Soros? You are actually paying all of them with every purchase that you make in your home. Did you know that? Right now, go to your bathroom. Look around. You're supporting BlackRock, Vanguard, George Soros. Did you know there's only one manufacturer that makes all of those things in the United States that actually supports Donald Trump? It's the Patriots Buying Club. And if you are not using it, right there's the QR code right there at the bottom of the screen. If you are not using it, you are benefiting them. I've begged for 3 years, every one of you, jump in there with us. Help us make a difference. Please go to buybuywalmart.com. Buybuywalmart.com. Please go there now and book an appointment with us, and we'll teach you how to replace everything in your house and get out from that matrix, that monopoly of the left. Would you help us? I know you will. Thank you. I'm coming right back to give you a monologue tonight that every single one of you right now, you need to tell your friends, you need to call everybody you know and let them know that we're about to teach you about the terror in the 2 temples. You don't want to miss it. I'll be right back.
The volatility of the U.S. dollar is a harsh reality. We've seen the stock market come across ramped losses even over the past 20 years. There's a need for an alternate financial strategy. How about gold or silver? Welcome to God's Money. With the PSI security platform, you can build your wealth and secure your future with precious metals that withstand the test of time. Gold and silver are the secrets the wealthy have used to accumulate and protect their wealth for decades. God's Money works with a team of world-class experts to deliver rare, high-quality, unique precious metals at impressive prices. Don't have the money to invest in silver and gold? No problem. Join our Coin of the Month program. With this amazing program, we will send you a little silver on a monthly basis. Consider this opportunity before it's too late. Act now. Go to www.godsmoney.info.
Glad to see you guys. You got Patriots. Look at this guy. He's got covered in blood. God bless you.
Any chance I could get you guys to leave the Senate wing?
We will. I've been making sure they ain't disrespecting the place.
Okay, just want to let you guys know this is like the sacredest place.
I know, right?
This temple to democracy was desecrated in the very legislative chambers of the House and Senate that were desecrated.
This is a special place. This is a sacred place. But this sacred place was desecrated by this temple to democracy was defiled.
Our temple of democracy.
In this sacred place.
A building, hallowed as it is.
As we gather here, we stand on sacred ground, the heart of American democracy. The Capitol is a temple of our democracy.
And this is why I've chosen to call tonight's monologue, Terror Inside the Temples. Look to the left and you'll find the temple of so-called democracy. It's actually the temple of the Republic. But over on the right, there's another temple, and we're going to talk about both of those tonight. What is that temple? The Holy See, the temple of Christianity. And there is a terror happening in both of these temples that you need to be well aware of. They call it the temple of democracy. It's really the temple of the Republic. It is a sacred temple. I do not disagree with any of that. It is there that the greatest nation on earth is governed. It is the temple of our republic. But they talk about the sacredity of this temple, how sacred it is, and how that MAGA came in and desecrated, totally obliterated, and violated this sacred temple of democracy. Well, how ironic. Maybe some of you don't remember a former representative by the name of Madison Cawthorn. He's old news now. You may not remember him, but I'd like to refresh your memory. Madison was pretty much expelled from the House because Madison told you and I that if we had any idea of the sexual depravity in Washington, D.C., that we wouldn't believe it. He told us that he had personally been invited to orgies and things of that nature in the Capitol. And we thought, really? Ladies and gentlemen, they speak about sacredness in this temple. They speak about the sacredity of this temple. But while they're speaking about that sacredity, the news has told you nothing about this. There in that sacred temple, in that temple of our democracy that the MAGA people violated, there in that temple, homosexual perversions in the Senate, in the very room where the Supreme Court justices are confirmed. Story you're hearing nothing about, by the way. A staffer goes in there by the name of Adon Zarobsky. And what were they doing? They were not just having gay sex in this sacred temple. No, they were filming it. They were videoing it. His bear, as he calls him, an older man that was his bear, whatever that means. I suppose they're doing animal sex now. But the man they were in there together. And Adon, this man that works for the senator there, he uploads this footage to the internet and notes that it's in the same room where Justice Sonia Sotomayor was confirmed. And then, all of a sudden, he puts this out all over of this sacred temple being desecrated. And when he does it, he comes back and now he is outraged by our response to it. And in typical liberal mindset, he is now the victim. He comes back and says these words: only homophobes would be outraged by this. Forget that it's the people's house. Forget that it's our house, right? Forget that it's our place. We have no right to be outraged by this in this sacred temple at all. No right, because we're homophobes. And here is the exact words he said. He said, I am being eviscerated because of who I love. If I've ever seen gaslighting, I just saw it right then. So he's being attacked because of who he loves. He loves Papa Bear. And he's Goldilocks. And him and Papa Bear was eating porridge, making porridge together. But we are homophobic because he simply shared pictures of being with the person that he loves. See, you have to be a homophobe to object to sodomy in the Senate. Oh, I'm sorry, in the sacred Senate. Yes, in the sacred temple.
Hey, man. Glad to see you guys. You got Patriots. Look at this guy. He's got...
Now, this is violating the temple. Being escorted in by the police. Go and sit down in a little chair, ruffle through some papers, say a little prayer, and then walk out. That is violating